Anton, we'll kick off with you if that's okay.
Hi,
See, how are you, right?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. First off, obviously, we're coming up, sixth game in 3 months for England, on top of a busy WSL period. So, first off, how are you feeling coming into camp?
Yeah, actually looking forward to it. Off the back of a good run at club and some wins, but I always look forward to coming into camp. You know, we're very well looked after when we come here and manage really well, so I think there's never in doubt of how you're going to feel, but you've obviously got to be honest with yourself and honest with the staff as well on how you're feeling.
We were chatting just before you came in about just the number of minutes you've played over the last couple of seasons. How are you not shattered, considering, you know, you rarely come off, you're a huge part for City, and obviously you've been a huge part for England as well?
I think it's just about being professional, and I suppose as you get a little bit older you learn that a little bit quicker because your body doesn't feel the same as it used to. But for me it's just about what I do away from the training pitch and what I do away from here. That for me is so important, and yeah, it's just about recovering and just ultimately getting ready for the next game.
What do you do away from the training pitch that's maybe a little bit different, or sort of, you know, gets you, like I said, so physically prepared?
I think nutrition's massive for me. Other little things, obviously ice baths and stuff like that is so important, and what we get given when we're here, but sleep's important. Like I said, nutrition every night, and just choosing wisely what I do away from the pitch. I suppose when I was a bit younger I'd obviously dash off and shop and try and do all the things you want to do, but you have to choose your priorities a little bit differently as you get older.
How much of a wake-up call was the last game against Czech Republic, considering England have been on such a high, and yet it's the first time we've really seen them not win a game they were expected to?
I wouldn't say it was a wake-up call. I'd say it was a really good lesson for us, and probably we could take a lot away from that. I think when you win games and you're successful, we are obviously always critical of ourselves in a positive way. We look back at what we can do better. But when the result maybe doesn't go to plan, which we expect, we look at things a little bit differently, and we can home in on some key areas where it didn't go quite well. And I think that's really important when you're going into such an important summer.
I know international footballers are really good at compartmentalising, but how much of a relief is it to come into camp with City sort of, you know, overcoming their difficult start to the season?
Yeah, I think it's been a really good 5-run game. I think we've won the last 5, and I think that's obviously massive confidence. We had obviously a big turnover in players in the summer, but we've gelled together and worked really hard in the training ground. I think that's shown in the games.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Thanks. We'll go to Jeff at TalkSport. Thanks, Anton.
Hi, it's the last 2 friendlies of 2022. Time to kind of sit back and take stock of the year. How do you begin to sum it up?
Yeah, probably not in this press conference. Would be hard to do, but it's been an incredible year for women's football and women's sport. For us, it feels like the year's gone really quickly, but also gone really slow at the same time. But I think it'd be a nice way to end the year. You know, obviously people getting opportunities in the team. We obviously come into camp and still reflect on the summer and speak about it, and it still puts a smile on your face. So yeah, I think it's probably a good time to close the year on a positive, but we have so much to look back on and be really proud of.
You're, of course, one of the experienced players in the squad. New players come into the camp, every single camp pretty much. What's your role in trying to help them fit into this group? And it does seem obviously a very tight group anyway. Yeah,
it is. It's a really good group, and everyone's welcome when they come in. For me personally, I think it's about making the player feel welcome enough to do what they've done well to perform on the pitch, and that's making them feel relaxed, obviously respected, and you know, hear if they need to speak or ask any questions or be approachable, really, because I know I got that when I was younger, and it helped me massively.
There's going to be a Women's Nations League replacing the friendlies.
Yeah.
How much of a positive do you think that is going to be for the women's game?
I think it'll be really positive. I think the games will be contested more. I think it'll be, obviously, the opposition will be, we have a higher ranking, and it'll be good for us to go into each game knowing it's going to be a test.
You've obviously got a few games before you turn your focus to the World Cup next year, which obviously everyone is excited about. The Men's World Cup is coming up very quickly. Is that something you're going to be watching? Is it going to be something that you're going to be getting right behind the lads?
Oh yeah, of course. It's a World Cup. I'll be right behind England. I want them to be successful. I think everyone does. We want England to do well, and we want them to go out there and do the country proud like we did in the summer. But like you said, it's a year full of exciting times for England.
But Beth Mead did say recently that she was disappointed that the World Cup was being held in Qatar because of the issues that they have there. She said, you know, it's not something I'll be backing and promoting. Is this a conversation we need to be having more about this tournament?
I think for us, we obviously can't choose where the World Cup's happening. It is where it is. I think for us, we have to try and change the negative to a positive and speak about the things that we can maybe highlight and what we believe in as a country, and that's for all women to have equal rights. And that's something we'll talk about openly, and I'm sure the men will do the same.
Do you think that the men can learn from the Lionesses in terms of the success that you had last summer and try and build on that magnificent feeling that the whole country had getting behind you?
I think they've obviously got a plan of what they want to achieve. I'm sure when they get together next week, they'll be going into the tournament with nothing but being successful.
Thanks, Jeff. Yes, Tom.
Hi, Alex.
Thanks,
I
Tom.
wonder if I could just get your thoughts on the news that you'll be playing against South Korea, Belgium and Italy in February that was announced a few days ago. Just your take on that and what kind of test that will pose for the Lionesses?
Yeah, very different. Some teams we played, some teams we haven't. In recent times, I think it would be good to go to the Honour Clock and defend our trophy because it's ours, and that's the type of team that we are. But yeah, 3 very different countries, 3 very different playing styles, and really good test for us going into the summer.
And Japan on Friday, what sort of opposition are you expecting from them? And is that helpful to maybe play a different style to what you might get in the WSL and just prepare for Australia in that way? Yeah,
for sure. I think every team you come up against prepares differently, has a different style of play, and Japan being one of them. They're obviously a very technical team, technically gifted, players who are all comfortable under pressure. So yeah, I think it'll be really good for us, and it'll be good to see how we cope with them battles. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. I'd like to ask a question. If not, we will end it there because we are on a very tight turnaround. So yeah, appreciate you doing that. Thanks.